Hello everyone, welcome back to Autotrend TV. I'm UV Prajesh again from SRT Tata showroom in Coimbatore today, and I'm here with the brand new 2021 Tata Safari XZ Plus top spec flagship variant. Before we get into the review, here's a quick word on our sponsors. This video is sponsored by Boodmo.com, the spare parts expert. Any brand, any model, any spare part, they have the cheapest and expensive options all at one place for you. You can check out their website at Boodmo.com or download the Boodmo app, which is available for iOS and Android devices as well. Boodmo also offers return and refund assurance within 10 days of purchase. If you don't like the spare part, you can return it within 10 days without any hassle. Boodmo, the spare parts expert and quite literally the one-stop shop for all your automotive spare part needs. Tata Motors has just recently unveiled the 2021 next generation Tata Safari SUV, which is not only their current flagship, but is also going to be the most expensive Tata SUV ever made. You may have already seen this SUV by the name of the Tata Buzzard or the Gravitas. However, this now is officially the next generation Tata Safari, and carrying forward the tradition of every Tata Safari, this car is absolutely massive when you compare with my Maruti Ertiga. This new Tata Safari obviously is based on the Omega Arc platform, and it is clearly visible that this Safari is basically an extension of the 5-seat Tata Harrier SUV. However, Tata Motors has given the Tata Safari its own identity by giving some clear visual differentiation. When compared to the Tata Harrier, the Safari gets a lot of chrome accents at the front, while the overall design remains exactly the same, including the bumper, lower skid plate and headlamp housing. The Safari gets a grey surround with chrome highlights as against to the black housing seen on the Tata Harrier. Just like the Harrier, the Safari also gets xenon projector headlamp for the low beam, while the high beam and the fog lamps remain halogens. You can also clearly see the tri-arrow design pattern on the front grille. Moving towards the sides, the alloy wheels look very familiar. That's because the design itself is carried forward from the Tata Harrier XZ Plus variant. However, these are 18-inch alloy wheels as against to the 17-inch ones seen on the Harrier, and these larger alloy wheels make the Tata Safari look even beefier than the Harrier. Unlike the rear drum brakes on the Harrier, the Safari gets all 4 disc brakes as standard from the entry-level variant itself. Moving towards the rear, it is quite easy to identify this as a Tata Safari thanks to the stepped roof-like design, further accentuated by the roof rails. The Safari is around 63 mm longer than the Harrier, and the tailgate is designed to be very boxy in order to accommodate the third row of seats. Being a 7-seater, Tata Motors has also provided functional roof rails for the Tata Safari. However, this being the XZ Plus variant equipped with a panoramic sunroof, the roof structure itself is very different when you compare with the lower variants, and these roof rails are merely for cosmetic appeal and are not meant for holding heavy luggage. The roof rails for the XT Plus and the XZ Plus variants are made of fiber, whereas all the other variants without the panoramic sunroof will get proper metal aluminum roof rails capable of holding up to 75 kilos of maximum weight. And unlike this top spec variant, the lower variants will get a corrugated roof structure with a stepped roof design. While the rear profile itself is quite similar to the Tata Harriers, including the black strip running across the width, the tail lamps are significantly different. The Safari gets twin blade LED lighting as against to the single blade lighting on the Harrier. During braking, this specific LED strip lights up, giving the Safari a triple blade LED tail lamp effect. The tailgate itself is larger than the Harriers, and just like the Harrier, there is the Safari badging proudly placed on the lower part of the tailgate. Despite being a flagship SUV, the Safari still gets only reverse parking camera with sensors instead of getting a 360-degree surround view system. The rear bumper design is an evolution of the design seen on the Harrier, and weirdly the Safari gets only 2 reverse parking sensors as against to the 4 units seen on the Harrier. And the design of the rear fog lamps themselves are quite different when you compare with the Harriers. Just like any other Tata car, Tata Motors has also given some Easter eggs, and on the rear windshield you can see this lion family, probably here to denote that the Safari is a legendary SUV. The new Tata Safari will receive a rear windshield wiper washer and defogger from the XM variant itself, and the top spec variants will also receive chrome finished door handles and window lines, while the ORVMs will still be finished in glossy black. It is clear that from the outside the new Tata Safari is really impressive and looks even more awesome in this royal blue color. So now let's get inside this massive SUV to check whether the interiors are as impressive as the exterior and what are the additional features when you compare with the Harriers. Yes folks, I'm right now inside the brand new 2021 Tata Safari XZ Plus variant. This is quite literally the flagship SUV in its flagship variant of the Tata Motors lineup.
and this has literally got all the features available. Everything is finished in dual tone on this top spec variant and on one variant lower as well, the XZ. This is the XZ Plus, so it gets this massive panoramic sunroof. Well, let me come to the sunroof later. First of all, just have a look at the interior. Of course, you will feel that everything remains exactly familiar. It is quite easily familiar if you are already familiar with the Harrier. That's because everything, including the dashboard layout, the touchscreen system, all the controls, and even the door pads, and of course even the seats are carried forward from the Harrier, except for the different color theme. Now this here is the black, the graphite grey over here at the middle, and the oyster white finish on the lower part of the cabin, on the doors, the dashboard, and even on these seats. Talking about these seats, these are these beautiful Beneki Calico leatherette upholstery. They are of course perforated and they are finished in oyster white. While this oyster white looks and feels amazing, it is definitely going to be a pain to maintain, especially in tough, harsh Indian conditions. Now talking about other familiarities, other features over here, let's start with the steering wheel. Of course, this is the exact same steering wheel seen on the Harrier. That means you get cruise control on the right side, the controls for the instrument cluster on the left side, and this steering wheel is of course adjustable for tilt and telescopic right from the entry-level XE variant itself. And this here is again a familiar sight. The semi-digital instrument cluster also has been carried forward from the Harrier. This here is the very same floating island 8.8-inch touchscreen system over here, integrated with the aircon controls and other controls over here, including the front fog lamp, rear fog lamp, hazard button, and the multiple drive modes, including the economy mode and the sports mode. And these here are the controls, manual controls for this infotainment system. Lower down here is the aircon control, which is exactly the same as seen on the Harrier. In fact, the dashboard itself is properly lifted from the Harrier, just with the color change. Talking about the doors as well, this here is the very same case again. You get the very same design. Of course, you can see the door handles, the power window controls, the grab handles. The design itself is exactly the same. Everything is properly good. The grab handles are finished again in leather, the very same Beneki Calico leather. They are also perforated, and the same leather has been carried forward on the armrests as well. So quite a lot of positives in this car, despite being based on the Harrier. And other major differences are, of course, this electronic park brake. Unlike that say aircraft lever kind of handbrake seen on the Harrier, the top spec variants of the Tata Safari get this electronic park brake, which is definitely quite a premium feature, along with auto hold function. So this is quite a feature expected on the top spec variant of the upcoming Mahindra XUV 500 as well. And this here is the familiar sight. This is the very same 6-speed automatic torque converter transmission seen on the Tata Harrier BS6, and you also get this multiple terrain response modes control knob over here, quite similar to the Harrier again. Quite a lot of things carried forward from the Harrier. So let's just talk about the individual differences on the Safari comparing to the Harrier. Let's just turn on the engine for that, because it's quite hot today. So this here is how everything looks when the power is turned on. So talking about the differences, you can see that immediately there is a Safari on the display of this instrument cluster as against to the Harrier, and changing the display is possible by using these buttons on the right side of the steering wheel. So you can see that there is a Safari over there as against to the Harrier, and everything remains exactly the same except for this tire pressure monitoring system. This is a brand new feature exclusively introduced only on the Tata Safari. The Harrier does not have tire pressure monitoring system, so this is quite a benefit. Unlike this actual XZ-A Plus, there is no panoramic sunroof on display on this very specific Tata Safari, and even if you open any door, there is an actual Safari over there. However, it does not have a panoramic sunroof. Most people would definitely remember that this Safari was initially developed as the Buzzard, the Gravitas, and none of them had panoramic sunroofs. And in fact, the roof itself was quite different, with a stepped kind of design and structure itself. For this panoramic sunroof, they had to literally change the roof structure and design. Quite a hard process. So that's why this instrument cluster does not have a panoramic sunroof integrated into the display itself. So Apart from that, everything else is definitely quite familiar. This is the very familiar touchscreen infotainment system. This 8.8-inch Connect Next system, it is much better responsive than before. However, still it is slightly laggy. You can see that half-second delay when you try to operate it. Of course, you get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay as standard, and various other modes such as the Zen mode, and all those modes come as standard as well. You also get Aira connectivity with say connected car features, which I will be demonstrating only when I get to drive this car. So trust me, this car gets connected car features through which you can operate this car's horns, lights, and you can also do diagnostics from your phone itself. So that is quite good again, and quite similar to the Harrier. You also get Bluetooth connectivity and voice commands for FM control, media, calls, messaging, and say for a lot of things you can just use voice commands simply. So this here is the voice command icon over there, but you don't need to use that button, that icon on this touchscreen system. You instead can use this button on the steering wheel itself. Let's just try doing that.
Please say the command after the beep.
Set temperature 20.
Setting temperature to 20 degrees.
So as you can see, the temperature has changed. Now this touchscreen system is also capable for understanding Hindi as well. So this voice command is quite useful while you are traveling on highways, and even if you want to say go to other districts or other states and you want to listen to their local FM channels, you can also do that by just giving Auto Store FM. That means the FM stations on that local area will automatically get stored into your touchscreen system. So that is also quite useful, and you can do all that without taking your hands off the steering wheel. So that is quite nice. Now talking about the missing points on the comfort and convenience of the brand new Tata Safari. Of course, the touchscreen system is good, the audio quality is great, but still the camera quality is just about average, which I'll just demonstrate. So I'm just slotting the car into reverse, and this is how the reverse parking camera looks like. Well, it is broad daylight, but still the display is very washed out, and the clarity is, well, simply speaking, very average, and well, in fact it is almost below average for such a flagship SUV from Tata Motors, despite the fact that you get wide angle view and adjustable views, and there is also a zoom function. The overall quality, the clarity itself is just too basic. There are much more entry-level cars which offer better clarity reverse parking displays than this. Other missing points include the absence of ventilated seats, wireless charging facility, which are the norm for premium SUVs around this 25 lakh rupee category. Unfortunately, the Safari does not have that, even on this top spec variant. Quite similar to the Harrier, you get multiple drive modes.
Economy drive mode activated. Sport drive mode activated. City drive mode activated.
So these are the three multiple drive modes for the engine and performance, standard from the XM variant itself. However, apart from that, you also get these multiple terrain response modes carried again forward from the Harrier, including this
Wet mode activated.
wet mode, and here also you can get to see a proper Safari, and there is also the rough road mode.
Rough road mode activated.
So this is quite nice attention to detail on the Tata Safari, quite similar to the Harrier. The refinement seems to have taken quite a leap when you compare with the Harrier. It is so very quiet. I don't need to raise my voice even if I rev this engine up. So that is all the noise I get, and while driving, I am definitely not going to get this much noise as well. So refinement has taken quite a leap on the Safari when you compare with the Harrier, and that is quite a significant thing to be noted if you want to have a premium experience in this car. So talking about other things, of course, the automatic climate control I already displayed. You can use it and control it via voice command itself, so that is quite nice. And basically that's it. Everything else remains exactly the same as before. The speakers are from JBL, and you get 9 speakers, including a subwoofer which is located in the boot area. And this here is the electronic park brake exclusive on the Tata Safari. Let's just try disengaging this. So I have applied the park brake currently, and if I want to disengage it, that's it. There is no sort of graphical display over here. Only the handbrake warning just goes off. So that's all about the display over here. It is quite simple. You don't get a major graphic over here for engaging or disengaging the parking brake, so that is quite a thing to be noted. Apart from that, everything else remains exactly the same. You get a phone storage area over here, however no wireless charging yet. It is definitely quite a bit of a slight minus on the brand new Safari. That's because every other premium SUV in this category and even a category lower gets all these features. And talking about, say, the key, this is the exact same key seen on the Tata Tigor, the Nexon, the Harrier, and now the Safari as well, so no difference over here. Both the keys are exactly the same. And this here is the very same familiar armrest at the center, which is non-adjustable, unfortunately, even on the Safari. I thought at least taking feedback from the Harrier owners, Tata Motors would definitely make this center armrest adjustable, but no, it is still fixed. And you can open it to get access to 2 smart charging USB ports and this cooled glove box over here. And there is also a 12 volt charging socket. So quite a lot of charging options and storage options in the Harrier. And you also get this very familiar USB port over here as well on the center console with an aux port. Talking about storage spaces, and just like the Harrier, you get to see this very exceptionally large glove box. It literally can store quite a lot. And you also get this tray over here, and you can also store probably your tablets or your booklets or whatever you want. And just like the Harrier, you get massive bottle holders which can easily hold up to 1.5-2 liters probably. And you can also store your umbrella on the inside of this door, and there is proper water channeling facility as well in case your umbrella is quite wet. That was all about the dashboard features. Well, on the right side of the steering wheel, you do not get anything else in terms of buttons except for this engine starter button. And other small but nifty features available from the XT variant itself include this, of course, a smart key access with push button start, automatic headlamps, automatic wipers, and auto dimming IRVM as well. Yes, auto dimming IRVM is now standard on the Safari from the XT variant itself. So that is a feature available only on the XZ Plus variant of the Tata Harrier, not on the Safari though. You can get these features from the XT variant itself. And of course you get a power driver's seat, quite exactly the same as the Harrier. It is a 6-way power adjustable driver seat, not an 8-way, and that's because the lumbar adjust is still manual. So this is how the lumbar adjust works. This lumbar adjust is standard from the XZ variant of the Tata Safari, and the front passenger seat, however, does not get a lumbar adjust. Instead, it gets this boss mode lever, which kind of helps the rear seat passenger to extend their legroom by just twisting this lever and moving the front seat even forward. So this is how easy it is, and quite literally they can be the boss of this car seated in the second row. So that was all about the features on the front part of the Tata Safari's cabin. Now let's get to the second row. So yes, I am right now in the second row of the brand new Tata Safari XZ Plus variant, and this is how the dashboard looks like from the rear seat. Well, it looks quite exactly like the Tata Harrier's dashboard. However, the colors are far more premium. The color choices are excellent. That said, this white is definitely going to be a pain to maintain in Indian conditions. Well, that was all about the front part. Let's just talk about the rear seat. This is where everything happens. The Safari used to be an amazingly comfortable mild muncher with throne-like second row seats. So that has to be judged with this brand new 2021 Tata Safari. And well, initial impression is that it does not disappoint definitely. The Harrier itself has got amazingly comfortable second row seats. That means the Safari is going to be even better. The thigh support is amazing. The throne-like feeling is literally quite literal, and it is properly wide as well. These are adjustable seats. You can get the option of sliding function, and you can also get the option of one touch folding for this curbside single seat for passengers to get into the third row. Now this here of course is the 7-seat version, and you also get the option of a 6-seat version with captain individual chairs for the second row on the XZ and the XZ Plus variants. This being the 7-seat version, it is the more flexible option. That's because you can seat 5 people in this car despite having the third rows folded flat for your additional luggage. Now talking about these second row seats, of course the comfort is really very good, and you also get the option of reclining function. For that you have to pull these levers on the shoulders instead of having a simple lever on the side, unlike every other 7-seater. So this is how you recline the second row seat. And the sliding function, however, is definitely quite easy, far easier than what we have seen on earlier Tata 7-seat SUVs like the Aria and the Hexa, and this is definitely quite easy, in fact as easy as my Ertiga. So that is quite a thing to be noted. Tata Motors has learnt some things from other 7-seaters, other brand 7-seaters. That is quite a definitely good positive. The seat quality is amazing. Let me just unwrap this bit. So this is how the quality looks. It is a beautiful finish, and the perforation itself is lovely. These rear seats are properly comfortable, and as you can see, I have adjusted the driver seat for my height, which is 5'11" for reference, and I have got long legs despite that, and I have got amazing level of legroom over here. That's because I have slid back the second row seats at this part of the second row seat all the way backward. Now even if I want to give some space for the third row passengers, I'll just set it in this position and it is fine for me. It is not the most spacious now, but still it is definitely quite fine, and I have got decent amount of legroom thanks to these back seat scoops, and there is of course quite a good level of storage over here as well, including the door pockets and the mobile phone holder over here. So that is quite nice again, and just like the Harrier, you get the JBL badging on the tweeters over here, and the speakers are lower down. And you of course get 8 AC vents as standard on the Tata Safari entry-level XE variant itself. So just like the Harrier, the AC vents for the second row seats are mounted on the B pillars as against to the center over here or on the roof. Well, you can definitely not fit anything on the roof thanks to this panoramic sunroof. The AC vents are located on the sides, and the effect is definitely quite good enough. Now let's just quickly get to the third row, where we get to see additional surprises. Getting into the third row of the Tata Safari 2021 is a very easy affair. However, I would like to show you one thing, that this top spec variant of the Tata Safari also gets a center armrest, which is quite exactly the same design seen on the Harrier as well, and quite similar to the Harrier. You also get ISOFIX child seat mounts as standard on all variants. So that is quite a good thing in terms of safety. I'll just talk about safety features in a bit. So now let's get into the third row. Getting into the third row is definitely a very easy affair. As you can see, it is a simple one-touch tumble function, and it opens up so much of space for you to get inside. And let's just try getting inside. Let me just close the door. And once I close the door, you cannot hear anything from here. No engine rumble, nothing. It is so very quiet, and this here is the look from the third row of the Tata Safari. This sunroof literally adds to the ambience of this cabin. So that was all about that. Talking about these third row seats, well, it is definitely quite a surprise for an SUV with 18-inch alloy wheels. The space over here is quite fine. It is quite manageable. Of course, I have got long legs. That means my knees are just about brushing at the backrest of this second row, but still the headroom is quite decent. I mean, surprisingly it's quite decent, and the angle is definitely not bad at all. It is a comfortable third row seat. Unlike every other 7-seater, this is a comfortable seat, and you can properly travel if you are definitely well, not as tall as me. The headrests are properly large. That said, the headrests are alarmingly close to the rear windshield. That is a thing to be noted. Talking about comfort features though, you get quite a lot, surprisingly quite a lot for the third row seats as well. First of all, these are the AC vents for the third row passengers, which are quite literally mounted on the C pillar, and they sort of hamper the visibility out of these third row windows, but still the windows themselves are quite large, definitely larger than the Harriers and even the Hexas by a certain margin. And well, these AC vents are very effective in throwing air literally to your face. And for controlling the AC vents for the third row, you also get a separate blower regulator function, and this is how it is turned on. and immediately this is going to be of very good help if you want to get more comfortable in the third row of the Tata Safari. So that is quite a nice thing to be noted. So let's just turn on the aircon over here. And talking about other nice things in this third row, you get nice bottle holders for both passengers. Well, I'm not sure what sort of bottles will fit over here, but you can definitely fit cups. So that is quite okay. And you also get phone holders over here separately with netting. So that is quite a nice thing to see. And surprisingly, these nets are of really good quality, surprisingly good quality, which is again a good thing. And this here is the subwoofer located in the boot area, quite exactly where you see the subwoofer on the Harrier as well. The 3-point seat belts also get a separate hook for them, just in case no one is traveling over here and you don't want the seat belts to be rattling all around. You can just house them over there. So that is quite a nice thing. Talking about the specialty of the Safari, of course, the stadium style seating is what the Safari is famous for, and this Safari is no different. The front row seats are located quite low, and the second row seats are slightly higher than the front row, and these third row seats are even higher than the
second row.
So that means you get a proper clear view outside, at the front, on the sides, and everywhere. Now talking about safety features, the Tata Harrier itself is quite famous for providing almost all safety features as standard from the entry level variant itself. Apart from dual airbags, ABS, EBD, you also get all-wheel disc brakes on this Tata Safari as against the Harrier. Apart from other common features on the Harrier, including ESP, traction control, hill hold, rollover mitigation, electronic brake pre-fill, hydraulic brake assist, and electronic brake disc wiping, and all those things are standard on the Safari as well, including new features such as engine drag torque control and all those things as well. So safety is properly covered, and this XZ and XZ A Plus variants also get 6 airbags which extend all the way up to the C pillar. So that is also quite good. This is genuinely a proper good 7-seater, comfortable even for the third row passengers, unlike many other 7-seaters in this market. And even these third row passengers get their individual LED cabin lighting on the roof. That is definitely a good thing to have. Well, last but not least, the third row passengers also get 2 5-volt smart charging ports, located only on the left side though, weirdly, but still they are provided, and they are going to be of really good convenience for the third row passengers for charging their devices. So that is quite nice again. And basically that's it of the third row seats of the Tata Safari. Here's a quick look at the third row seats individually. As you can see, the leather itself is carried forward to the third row seats as well, and they are also perforated, so no cost cutting or finish cutting over here, and it is properly comfortable for a third row. Now let's just get out of this car to check out the boot space of this massive 7-seater SUV.
The 2021 Tata Safari is basically an extension of the 5-seat Harrier SUV with an additional row of seats. However, for a flagship SUV, this top-spec variant itself lacks a power opening function for the tailgate, and the luggage space itself is severely low if you have 7 passengers on board. While the third row itself is decently spacious and accommodable, the luggage space has been severely compromised on this top-spec variant. The total capacity is just about 73 liters. However, you always have the option of flat folding the third row seats to improve the luggage space. Folding flat the third row seats is definitely quite easy, and they fold 50-50 split. And unlike the Tata Hexa's slightly sloping third row seats, the Safari's third row seats fold properly flat, lending you a proper square and flat loading bay. With the third row folded flat, the Tata Safari gets around 750 liters of capacity, which is easily better than the MG Hector Plus. This 7-seat version also has the option of flat folding the second row seats as well, which also again quite surprisingly folds properly flat, lending a load capacity of 1600 liters, which can be ideal for moving houses, furniture, or even a mountain bike. The sloping roof of the Tata Safari opens up even more space than the Harrier. However, on the 6-seat version, the captain chairs do not fold flat. Opening the very small boot floor, you get to see the jack and other tools, and this is also where you need to fill the diesel emission fluid for the Harrier and the Safari. You also get a small yellow boot lamp on the right side, and basically that's it. You don't get any additional space for anything else. The spare wheel of the Tata Safari is located under the platform, and it is a 16-inch steel wheel, which is exactly the same unit seen on the Harrier as well. So that was all about the luggage space and boot capacity of the new Tata Safari flagship SUV. That said, a power tailgate is seriously missed on this rather heavy SUV with heavy body panels. Now let's open the engine bay, which is even more heavier. Opening the engine bay of the brand new 2021 Tata Safari, no surprise, this is a very heavy bonnet. And again, this is the very same 2-liter 4-cylinder Cryotech turbo diesel engine which produces 170 PS of maximum power just like the Tata Harrier, and also produces 350 Nm of maximum torque through either a 6-speed manual transmission or a 6-speed torque converter automatic gearbox borrowed from the Hyundai Tucson. The gearing on the Tata Safari has been tweaked for the additional load this massive SUV is capable of carrying, and refinement has also taken quite a leap when you compare with the Harrier, thanks to the additional sound deadening material and almost 4 years of testing by Tata Motors on this SUV. However, despite being a flagship SUV, this Tata Safari still gets a manual prop for the rather heavy bonnet instead of getting hydraulic mounts as seen on the Tata Hexa and the previous generation Tata Safari as well. So that was all about the engine and power plant of the brand new 2021 Tata Safari XZ A+ top spec variant. Let's now conclude this review by talking about the expected pricing. So that was all about the brand new 2021 Tata Safari flagship SUV, which is expected to continue the legacy of the legendary Safari brand. Yes, this may be just a 7-seat extension of the already existing front-wheel drive monocoque Harrier SUV, and it does not have the option of all-wheel drive either. However, still it is an incredibly capable, comfortable and high-quality premium SUV which can genuinely seat 7 passengers in good comfort. It also offers an incredible number of standard safety and comfort features while also offering a proven and powerful diesel engine. This brand new 2021 Tata Safari is an impressive all-rounder 7-seat SUV which is expected to be priced just around 1.5 lakh rupees more than the existing Tata Harrier. Stay tuned for further details
And a drive review.
of the brand new Tata Safari SUV. Meanwhile, this is Viprajesh signing off. See you on another video. Thank you for watching.